Well, welcome to League Park in Cleveland for the biggest series of the year. My great teams of the past, season 2, featuring teams from 1919 to 1930. This is week number 6 out of 9. We have the 1927 New York Yankees against the 1920 Cleveland Indians. They come into this one basically tied for first place, decent lead over the rest of the league. The Yankees are 15-5. They've won 7 of their last 8. The Indians are 12-4. They've won 5 in a row. Both teams with a 750 winning percentage. Indians have already had their bye. The Yankees will have their bye in week 8. So the Yankees have played 4 more games at this point. In terms of the games back on the schedule, the Yankees do have a 1-game lead just based on 3 more wins, 1 more loss. But Cleveland could take over first place with a win here today. Um, Again, big series. This could decide things if one team were to win 3 out of 4 or pull off the sweep. If we have a split, well, then we'll see what these teams can do down the stretch. So, as we said, the Yankees 15-5, the Indians 12-4. Already here in week number 6, the first 3 series all saw teams win 3 out of 4 games. The 27 Pirates over the 22 Giants, the 29 Cubs over the 25 Senators, and the 1930 Cardinals over the 1919 Reds. The 1922 Browns are off in week number 6. So, Yankees and Indians. The Indians entering week number 6, the best batting average in the league at 280, the best ERA in the league at 2.96. Yankees right behind them in batting average number 2 at 278. Pitching's not been quite so good for the Yankees. They've had to outscore teams. Their ERA of 3.89 ranks 6th in the league, but obviously Yankees have their murderer's row. And let's meet the starting lineups. For the Yankees, Earl Combs will lead off and play center field. Tony Lazzeri's playing second base. Babe Ruth is in right field. Lou Gehrig hitting cleanup at first baseman. Bob Musial, league's top hitter at this point, is in left field. Pat Collins is the catcher. Mark Koenig's at shortstop. Joe Dugan's at third base. And Herb Pennock is the starting pitcher. Pennock, to this point, 3-1 with a 3.49 ERA in 5 starts. For the Indians, Charlie Jamison will lead off and play left field. Doc Johnston's at first base. Tris Speaker's in center field. Elmer Smith is the cleanup hitter playing right field. Steve O'Neill's the catcher. Larry Gardner's at third base. Ray Chapman's in short. Bill Wambsgans at second base, and the starting pitcher for the Indians is Jim Bagby. Bagby, 2-1 with a 2.92 ERA in 4 starts. Bagby's ERA ranks 9th in the league. So, here we go. Game 1 of this crucial 4-game series. Earl Combs will lead things off. Combs hitting .372 on the season. That ranks 4th in the league. He entered the week tied for first with 32 hits, ranking 3rd with 17 runs scored. That's all in 20 games. So, Combs leading off against Jim Bagby. And Combs, comebacker to the pitcher, Bagby has it, throws over to first for the first out. Bring Tony Lazzeri to the plate. Lazzeri hitting .300. This time, lifts a fly ball into left field. Charlie Jamison has it, and that is the second out. So here comes Babe Ruth, and Ruth, who is hitting just .284, but among the league leaders in a lot of categories. He's tied for second with 8 home runs. He and George Watkins both began this week with 8. Watkins of the St. Louis Cardinals. Watkins hit his 9th of the season to take the lead in earlier here in week 6. Ruth also ranks 3rd with 18 runs batted in, tied for 4th with 16 runs scored. And Babe Ruth will draw a walk. That'll bring to the plate Lou Gehrig. Gehrig hitting .307 on the season. Ranks 1st in the league, 21 runs scored. First with 4 triples, tied for 2nd with 10 doubles. He's also hit 2 home runs. Gehrig Bouncer to shortstop. Ray Chapman has it, and they'll get the third out. So no runs, no hits. A walk to Babe Ruth. We go to the bottom of the first. For the Indians, it's Charlie Jamison leading off. Jamison hitting hitting 276 on the season. And Jamison, ground ball up the middle. Mark Koenig gets to it, throws over to first for the first out. Doc Johnston for the Indians, batting 279. He'll hit a fly ball into center field. Earl Combs will track it down for the second out. That'll bring to the plate Tris Speaker, hitting a team best 353, which ranks him 5th in the league. And doesn't get much on it. Ground ball, first base. Lou Gehrig has it. 1-2-3 inning for Herb Pennock. No score after one inning. Yankees coming back to the plate. Bob Musial to lead things off. Musial, league best 395 batting average. He's also tied for first with Earl Combs, 32 hits. First in the league with 13 doubles. First in the league with 24 runs batted in. He's hit 6 home runs, good for 4th in the league. So through the first 5 weeks, definitely the league MVP. Can he keep it up? Not on this at-bat. Ground ball to first. Doc Johnston has it. 1 out. Here's Pat Collins. Collins is batting 290 for the Yankees. And he hits a ground ball right side. Wamsgans has it. Over to first, 2 outs. Brings Mark Koenig to the plate. Koenig struggling, just hitting 200 on the season. And he will hit a fly ball into left field. It will be caught for the third out. 1-2-3 inning there. Go to the bottom of the second for the Indians. Elmer Smith leads things off. Smith hitting 319 on the season. And he will line one into the gap. And Elmer Smith has the first hit of the game. It's a double. Leadoff double for Elmer Smith. Steve O'Neill comes to the plate. O'Neill hitting 339, second best on the team. And that ranks him 7th in the league. Scoring opportunity here for the Indians. And O'Neill comes through, singling into right field. They're going to send Elmer Smith. He is going to score. The Indians have scored first. It is 1-0. Steve O'Neill, RBI single to get things going. That brings Larry Gardner to the plate. Gardner's hitting 270 on the season. Ground ball to second. Lazzeri has it, flips it to Koenig for the first out. On to first. Nope, Gardner beats it out. Just a fielder's choice. That's the first out. Here comes Ray Chapman to the plate. Chapman struggling, hitting just 172, team worst. Runner on first with 1 out for Chapman. I re-roll the white die that got hung up a bit. 33 for Chapman. He gets to roll on his second column. It's a 6. Chapman doubles down the right field line. Babe Ruth chases after it. Larry Gardner, are they going to send him? They are not. He will stay at third base. So a double for Chapman. That puts runners second and third for Bill Wamsgans. Still just 1 out. Wamsgans also struggling, hitting just 180 on this season. Second and third, 1 out. Yankees haven't already given up 1 run. They're gonna play the infield in here. And it is a comebacker to the pitcher. Runners are gonna have to stay put. Throws to first, 2 outs. Here's the pitcher, Jim Bagby. Bagby, 3 for 10 at the plate this season. Pitchers have hit pretty well in this league. Can that do something for Bagby? 25's an 8 against the pitcher. Fly ball to center would have been deep enough for a sacrifice fly, but there's 2 outs. Earl Combs makes the catch. Indians are retired, but they do score the game's opening run. And we go to the third with the Indians leading 1-0. Joe Dugan for the Yankees. Dugan, team worst 158 average this season. And he will hit a little chopper. The pitcher, Jim Bagby, will collect it and throw over to first for the first out. That brings the pitcher, Herb Pennock, to the plate. Pennock, 2 for 12, 167 average this season. Ground ball to short. Ray Chapman has it. Over to first, 2 outs. Back to the top of the order, one of the league's top hitters in Earl Combs, as we mentioned, came into today hitting .372, 0 for 1 today. And he will hit a fly ball into right field. Elmer Smith makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Jim Bagby. Bottom of the third, Indians are back to the top of the order. Charlie Jameson is 0 for 1. And hits it well. Line drive, though, right at Earl Combs. Makes the catch. 1 out. Doc Johnston is 0 for 1. And he rolls a 66. He gets to roll in his second column. Just 2 home runs in 1920. And 33, not going to be a homer, but it is going to be hit in the left center field gap. Musial and Combs are going to have to run after it. Doc Johnston's motoring his way around the bases. He is into third base with a 1-out triple. RBI opportunity here for Tris Speaker, the team's top hitter, is 0 for 1 today. Came in batting .353, team high. 12 runs batted in, although O'Neill has now matched him with his second inning RBI. So 1 out, runner on third, Tris Speaker. Fly ball to center. Is it deep enough for Johnston to score? Combs will make the catch. Johnston will tag up, and he will score on the sacrifice fly. It is 2-0 Cleveland. And Tris Speaker has his team best 13th RBI right there. So no one on, 2 outs. Elmer Smith, he doubled his last time up. This time, grounder right side. Tony Lazzeri vacuums it up, throws over to first for the third out. Another run for Cleveland, 2-0 heading to the fourth. Tony Lazzeri is 0 for 1. And ground ball into the hole. Ray Chapman has it. Long throw to first. Gets him by a step. 1 out. Here's Babe Ruth. Walked his first time up. Second on the team with 18 runs batted in. This time, Ruth, though, grounder right side. Wamsgons has it. Over to first. 2 outs. Lou Gehrig's 0 for 1. And pops it up. Left side. The shortstop, Ray Chapman, calls for it. Makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jim Bagby. Indians still lead 2-0 going to the bottom of the fourth. Here is Steve O'Neill, who got the scoring started with an RBI single in the second inning. O'Neill with a 66. He gets to roll in his second column. Just 3 home runs in 1920. And speaking of home runs, Indians have just 2 of them in their first 16 games. The Yankees have 23 of them in 20 games. Here's O'Neill on the second roll, 34. He is going to hit one into the gap. He is going to make his way to second base, leading off the bottom of the fourth with a double. So Larry Gardner's up. He is 0 for 1. Loops one over the second baseman's head into right field. Babe Ruth comes up for it. They're going to send Steve O'Neill. Is he going to score? Play at the plate. He is out. Steve O'Neill. Sorry, that was not into right. That was into center field. Earl Combs got it and throws out Steve O'Neill out at the plate. So we have a base hit and then thrown out at home 8-2. So Indians miss a chance there to extend the lead. Just the first out, though. Now we have a runner on first. 1 out for Ray Chapman. Chapman doubled his last time up. Reroll the red die that got hung up. Hard hit ball left side. Joe Dugan able to knock it down. His only play is to first. He does get the out. Gardner advances to second base. That brings Bill Wamsgans to the plate. Wamsgans 0 for 1. And he will hit a ground ball to short. Mark Koenig will field it, throw him out. Side retired. We go to the fifth. 2-0 Cleveland. Could have been 3. Earl Combs throws out a base runner at the plate. Here's Bob Musial, league's top hitter, 0 for 1 today. And Bagby strikes out Musial. Here's Pat Collins, he's 0 for 1. Ground ball right side, Doc Johnson has it, he'll take it himself. Tags first for the second out. Mark Koenig is 0 for 1. And comebacker to the pitcher, Bagby has it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jim Bagby. Speaking of Bagby, he will lead off the bottom of the fifth. He is 0 for 1 today. Hits it well into center field. Earl Combs is on his horse, and he will make the catch. Back to the top of the order for the third time for the Indians. Charlie Jamison is 0 for 2. He'll foul the first pitch off. 66. He gets to roll in his second column. Just 1 home run in 1920. And Jamison lines one into right field for a single. 1 out, 1 on. Here is Doc Johnston. Tripled his last time up. 1 for 2 today. Johnston gives it a mighty swing, but just dribbles it out in front of the plate. Pennock will field it, throw to first, in time to get Johnston. Jamison moves to second base. So runner on second, 2 outs for Tris Speaker, 0 for 1. Had a sacrifice fly in the third inning to make it 2-0. Chance for another RBI here. Ground ball toward first base. Gehrig has it, flips it to Pennock, covering first, and that's the third out. On to the sixth inning. Joe Dugan to lead things off for the Yankees. 0 for 1. Ground ball between first and second. Wamsgans gets to it, throws over to first, 1 out. Herb Pennock is 0 for 1. And Herb Pennock bloops one over the shortstop's head. It falls in for a base hit. That is the first hit of the game for the Yankees. It comes here with 1 out in the sixth inning. Before that, Jim Bagby had retired 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 straight hitters since giving up a walk to Babe Ruth. So first hit for the Yankees. One runner on, 1 out for Earl Combs. Combs is 0 for 2. And he looks at ball 1 and he looks at ball 2. He'll hit a fly ball into left. Charlie Jamison will make the catch for the second out. That brings Tony Lazzeri to the plate. He is 0 for 2. And Lazzeri, hard ground ball to third base. Good stop by Larry Gardner. Throws to first. Beats Lazzeri by a step for the third out. Go to the bottom of the sixth. New York gets its first hit, but can't do anything with it. Cleveland still leads 2-0. Here's Elmer Smith, 1 for 2 with a double. And he'll begin this inning with a single into center field. Steve O'Neill comes to the plate, 2 for 2, single and a double. Ground ball left side. Joe Dugan has it, throws to second. Tony Lazzeri gets the first out, on to first. Nope, O'Neill beats it out. Fielder's choice. First out is made. So 1 on, 1 out for Larry Gardner. Gardner's 1 for 2. He'll look at ball 1 and ball 2. And something went wrong there because Steve O'Neill is slow but tried to steal. Maybe a botched hit and run or something. Pat Collins throws out. Steve O'Neill trying to steal. That's the second out. So no one on. Now 2 outs. Gardner still at the plate. Gardner hit a ground ball right side. Lazzeri has it over to first for the out. We head to the seventh inning. 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for the Yankees. Babe Ruth first. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. High fly ball to right field. Elmer Smith makes the catch, though. 1 out. Lou Gehrig is 0 for 2. And Lou Gehrig will draw a 1-out walk. That'll bring up Bob Musial. Again, came in today hitting .395, but he is 0 for 2 today. And he'll hit a fly ball to left. Charlie Jamison will track it down for the second out. Two outs, runner on first, Pat Collins. Collins 0 for 2. Collins is hit by the pitch. That'll put runners on first and second. 2 outs. Mark Koenig at the plate. Koenig's 0 for 2 today. Came in just batting just 200 on the season, so he's now in the 100s. Can he get his average back up and do something here? He does not. Fly ball to center. Tris Speaker has it. Side retired. We are to the 7th inning stretch. The Indians still leading this one 2-0. Jim Bagby, 1 hit in 7 innings. Here's Ray Chapman to lead things off for the Indians. Chapman 1 for 2 with a double. You may know Ray Chapman during this 1920 season died after being hit by a pitch, August 17th, 1920. Still, Indians went on to win the World Series that year. Chapman will do something good. 33, he gets to roll on his second column. He's already got 1 double today. And he's got another double. Good day for Ray Chapman. He leads off the bottom of the 7th with an extra base hit. Here's Bill Wamsgans. Wamsgans 0 for 2. Wamsgans had the only unassisted triple play in World Series history. Now he's being asked to do something with his bat. Try to extend this lead. And ground ball right side. Chapman's going to get to third base. Tony Lazzeri will throw out Wamsgans. And there's 1 out, but a runner on third for Jim Bagby. Bagby's 0 for 2. They're going to have to play the infield in, down 2-0 here in the 7th. Bagby, fly ball into center field. Is it going to be deep enough? It's definitely catchable. Earl Combs has it. Ray Chapman tags, and Ray Chapman will score on the Bagby sacrifice fly. So Bagby helps himself out. It's now 3-0 Indians. Two of the 3 Cleveland runs having come by sacrifice flies. All right, to the top of the order for the 4th time for Cleveland. Charlie Jamison comes back to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. Jamison is 1 for 3 today. And he will hit one over the shortstop's head. It will fall in for a base hit. 10th hit of the game for Cleveland. New York's got just 1. Doc Johnston, 2 outs, 1 on. Johnston 1 for 3 with a triple. And Johnston, comebacker to the pitcher. Pennock has it. He'll get the 3rd out. We go to the 8th. Cleveland extends its lead to 3-0. 6 outs left for the Yankees. 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up here in the top of the 8th. Joe Dugan, 0 for 2 today. Good something for Joe Dugan. He rolls an 11. He's on his second column, just 2 homers in 1927. Joe Dugan will lead off the 8th with a double. New York's 2nd hit of the day. Herb Pennock, his day is done. 3 runs, 10 hits in 7 innings. The Yankees will bring up Johnny Grabowski to pinch hit. Grabowski, 3 for 8 this season. Likely all as a pinch hitter. Bagby strikes him out for the 1st out. We go to the top of the order. Earl Combs, he is 0 for 3. Hard ground ball to second base. Bill Wamsgans has it. Joe Dugan going to third base. Wamsgans has a choice. He goes to third base. They got him. Wamsgans throws to third. Larry Gardner puts the tag on Joe Dugan, and the runner is retired. Combs reaches base on the fielder's choice. Great defensive play there by the Indians. And now the Yankees with 2 outs, runner on first for Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri will look at ball 1 and ball 2. And then he'll hit a ground ball to second base. Bill Wamsgans will throw him out. Yankees are retired again. The leadoff double ends up not doing anything. 3-0 Indians. Tris Speaker, we got the 3-4-5 hitters up for the Indians. Speaker's 0 for 2 does have a sacrifice fly. Tris Speaker will do something good here. 33 roll in his second column. He had 8 homers in 1920. Not a homer, but he does line one into the right center field gap. Tris Speaker has a double. His 10th double of the season. Nobody out. Runner on second for Elmer Smith. Elmer Smith 2 for 3 with a double. Singled his last time up. Before we take that roll, I realize I did not replace the Yankee pitcher before the Speaker double. So let's go back and do that. It'll be Bob Shockey who came in to pitch. And do the double. Place Pennock to Shockey, but we will give Speaker the double because it did not have anything to do with the pitcher. Okay. We'll re-roll on Smith now. Runner on second, nobody out. 15's a 10 for Smith against the B pitcher. Chopper to third. Dugan's going to have to charge. His only play is to first. Tris Speaker is going to be able to advance to third base on the play. So Elmer Smith is retired, but he does advance the runner. And so now Steve O'Neill, runner on third with 1 out. Yankees are going to play in, trailing 3-0. Fly ball to right. Babe Ruth is going to make the catch. Tris Speaker is going to tag. It's going to be a very close play at the plate. Speaker's safe. Another sacrifice fly. It's 4-0 Indians. Steve O'Neill has his second RBI of the day. The last 3 Cleveland runs have all come via sacrifice flies. Indians with a 4-run lead and 3 outs away from taking over first place. Here is Larry Gardner. Nobody on, 2 outs. And it's a ground ball to short. Mark Koenig will throw him out. We head to the 9th inning. Cleveland leads 4-0. Yankees will have the 3-4-5 hitters to face Jim Bagby. Bagby's given up just 2 hits. Babe Ruth is 0 for 2 with a walk. And he will lead off with his second walk of the game. So here's Lou Gehrig, 0 for 2. He's walked once. He looks at ball 1 and ball 2. Could Jim Bagby be tiring here? Shot into the gap between third and short. Larry Gardner makes a diving stop to knock it down. He gets to his feet, throws to first, beats Luke Gehrig by half a step for the first out. Ruth able to advance to second base. Important out, though, there. Here's Bob Musial. Keep saying it, coming in as the league's best hitter, MVP of the first half of the season, but 0 for 3 today. He's got a runner on second with one out. And he will pop it up. Shortstop Ray Chapman has it. That's 2 outs. The Yankees down to the last out. Murderers row. No runs, 2 hits today. Jim Bagby has shut them down. Excuse me. Pat Collins is coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. And Jim Bagby strikes out Pat Collins to end it. That is the ball game. The 1920 Cleveland Indians have defeated the 1927 New York Yankees 4-0 in this first game of their 4-game series. It was all Cleveland. 4 runs on 11 hits, no errors. There were 5 runners left on. New York, 0 runs on 2 hits, no errors. They left 6 runners on base. So 11 hits for the Indians. 6 of them went for extra bases. Charlie Jameson, Elmer Smith, Steve O'Neill, Ray Chapman, they all had 2-hit games. Chapman had a pair of doubles. Steve O'Neill drove in a pair of runs. As we mentioned, 4 runs, 3 of them coming via sacrifice flies. Jim Bagby, what a performance. He went the distance, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Bagby's going to improve to 3-1 in his 5th start. He came into today with a 2.92 ERA, which ranked 9th in the league, and after throwing a shutout, that will go down considerably. For the Yankees, Herb Pennock had the first hit of the game for the Yankees. Joe Dugan later on had a double. That was it. And then Herb Pennock, he'll take the loss. 7 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Pennock falls to 3-2 after 6 starts. Bob Shockey pitched the final inning, gave up a run. So that means Cleveland is now 13-4. The Yankees are now 15-6. Indians first place on winning percentage. If we look at sort of the games back on the standings, well, the Yankees now have 2 more wins. They also have 2 more losses. So from the games back standpoint, the 2 teams are even, but on winning percentage, Cleveland now in first place. So that's just game 1. They've got 3 more to play. Definitely going to have game 2 on YouTube here later on. So check back for that. But that's it here from League Park in Cleveland. Jim Bagby has thrown a 2-hit shutout to give the Indians a big victory over the Yankees. Cleveland's now won 6 in a row. Things are firing on all cylinders for them. So that's it from this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe.